Hello, welcome back to BMPA English Lesson Series. We are now in our Lesson 2 about simple tenses. This is Teacher Benedict, your virtual learning partner. Before you proceed, don't forget to hit the subscribe button below. Introduction. Had you watched the first video lesson, then you must have gained rich knowledge in my comprehensive lecture about the parts of speech. Our lesson today was just a part of it. In the first video lesson, I have given these 12 tenses of verbs in English language with their corresponding verb structure and sentence usage, which is divided into 4 groups, which I started in simple tenses that includes simple present tense, simple past tense, simple future tense. The next group is the perfect tenses with present perfect tense, past perfect tense, and future perfect tense. Then the third group, we have the progressive continuous tenses and present progressive continuous tense, then past progressive continuous tense. The last in the group is the future progressive continuous tense. The last group is the perfect progressive continuous tense, which included the first one is the present perfect progressive continuous tense, followed by the past perfect progressive continuous tense, and lastly, the future perfect progressive continuous tense. So now our focus of discussion is about simple tenses, which includes simple present tense, simple past tense, and simple future tense. First, let's define simple tenses. It is a category of verb tense used to express when the action or occurrence happens with 3 simple tenses in present, past, and future. Now let's have a simple present tense. It is defined as a category of verb tense used to express about conditions or actions happening right now, or habitual actions, or with frequency like schedules and occurrences. General truth. It is used in permanent situation. Let's categorize them. What I mean, the simple present tense. Number 1, for general truth. Number 2, permanent things or occurrences. Number 3, routines or habitual actions. Number 4, actions with frequency. And number 5, scheduled activities. Then, what is the verb structure of a simple present tense? Let's use a verb to illustrate an example. Say, walk. Let's have these 3 columns. Person, used as subject, and then the verb form. In the first person, we have I and we, which function as a subject in the sentence. And the verb form here is walk. Then in the second person, the subject used is you, and the verb form is still walk. Then for third person, first is the he or she, and it's as subject. We now have the word walks because it is singular, while they, under third person, the verb form is walk because it's plural. Note, only the third person singular has the S form of the verb, which is walks. The rest is only walk. Let's use another verb in a sentence following the rules given. This time, we use the word or the verb crawl. So the first sentence is, I crawl on the floor. It is singular first person. Then, we crawl on the floor. It is a plural first person. So we are referring here to the subject used. So it has to agree with the verb used, which is crawl. Then, number 3, you crawl on the floor. And this is both for the singular and plural of the second person. Number 4, he crawls on the floor. It is singular third person. The next, she crawls on the floor. It is singular third person also, and it is in S form, the verb, like in number 4. Number 6, it crawls on the floor, and this is singular third person again. So it has an S. The verb crawls has an S. Number 7, the baby crawls on the floor. It is still singular third person. The last one is they crawl on the floor, which is plural third person. So that's it. Using simple present tense verb in the sentence. Number 1, as general truth. Example, planet Earth rotates 24 hours on its axis. The verb here is rotate or rotates. Next, as permanent things or occurrence. Example, Annalisa resides in the Philippines, where the verb here is resides. So let's now continue using simple present tense verb in the sentence. The third one is routines or habitual actions. Examples, I take a bath at 5 a.m. The verb there is take. Second example, I report for work at 8 a.m. The verb there is report. And the third one is my wife cooks dinner at 5:30 p.m. The verb there is cooks. Still in using simple present tense verb in the sentence, now we have number 4, actions with frequency. Example, Jing always takes Grab car going to office, where the verb here is takes. Then number 5, scheduled activities. Example, the ferry arrives at 4 a.m. Here, the verb is arrives. Now, what is a simple past tense? Well, it is a category of verb tense used to express an action which has been a completed activity that happened in the past. It emphasizes that the action is already finished before the present time. What is the verb form in the simple past tense? First consideration is to know if the verb is regular or irregular. There are specific rules in changing the simple present tense form of the verb to simple past tense. The 7 rules of changing a regular verb to simple past tense. So number 1, add ed to a verb to change it to the past tense. Examples: jump, jumped. Cook, cooked. Number 2, when the verb ends in E, add only D. Examples: bake, baked. Arrive, arrived. Now let's continue with these rules. And here, the next rule is when the verb ends in consonant plus Y, change the Y to I and add ed. Examples: cry becomes cried, and it's past tense. Certify, certified. So number 4, when a verb ends in vowel plus Y, add ed. Examples: enjoy, enjoyed. Play, played. Now we go to the 5th ruling, wherein the 5th one is when a one-syllable verb ends in vowel plus consonant, double the consonant. Examples: beg, begged. Jog, jogged. So number 6, when the stress is on the final syllable of the verb that ends in vowel as consonant, double the consonant. Examples: defer, deferred. Regret, regretted. For regular verbs is actually when the stress is not on the final syllable of a verb that ends in vowel plus consonant, add ed. Examples: listen, listened. Number 2, deliver, delivered. Examples of irregular verbs changed from simple present tense to simple past tense. So let's have first these 2 columns, the simple present tense and the simple past tense. The first word is awake, awoke, then begin, began, bite, bit, blow, blew, break, broke, bring, brought, build, built, catch, caught, draw, drew, drive, drove. So let's have the next batch. We start with a simple present tense column followed by the simple past tense column. You have now eat, ate, fall, fell, feed, fed, fight, fought, freeze, froze, give, gave, lead, led, make, made, send, sent, throw, threw. Using simple past tense verbs in sentences. For regular verbs. Examples. Number 1, the athletes jogged early in the morning, where jog is the verb. Number 2, Riza baked a cake yesterday. Here, the verb is baked. Number 3, the students returned the books, and the verb here is returned. And lastly, number 4, the cast studied well their script, wherein the verb here is studied. Using simple past tense verbs in sentences for irregular verbs. Examples. Number 1, Marisa broke the plates last night. Here the verb is broke. Number 2, Ivy and Ruel brought some food yesterday. Here the verb is brought. Number 3, Johnson ate all the viand for dinner. And the verb here is ate. And last example is the policeman caught the suspect a while ago, where here the verb is caught. Now let's move to simple future tense. It is a category of verb tense used to refer to actions or states that begin and end in the future. These events have not happened yet, but will happen sometime in the future. Verb structure of simple future tense. Helping verb or HB plus base verb, or will or shall plus base verb. Examples. Will walk, shall submit. When to use will in the simple future tense. When one talks about an event in the future that he has just decided to do, for predictions and for promises used with second and third person forms. Examples. Number 1, Jeremy will upload this video next week, where will is the helping verb with upload as the base verb. Number 2, they will report for work tomorrow, and will here is the helping verb and report is the base verb. When to use shall in the simple future tense. When one expresses very formal statements, especially to describe obligations, and is usually in the first person. It can also be in question form. Examples. First, we shall file a legal case against him, where shall is the helping verb and file is the base verb. Number 2, shall we start the meeting now? Here, shall is the helping verb and start is the base verb. This video would not be a reality without the following persons. Miss Sarah Jane F. Pamilaran, Canva, audio recording tutorials, and video production. My heartfelt gratitude also is extended to my teachers and professors who taught me English achieving mastery of the language. The late Miss Rita Y. de la Cruz, my high school and college English teacher in Christ the King College. Madam Sonia R. Manzano and Madam Alice M. Caraan, my TESOL professors in Philippine Normal University Manila campus. You may also want to read my travel blog at www.lexicalcrown.blogspot.com. Thank you for watching. Do not forget to subscribe and share.